Are you ready to sew a Bubu Kaftan gown that clients will love like this one on your screen? So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you every step so you can sew it confidently and start selling to make money. So let's get started. So for this project, we are working with a scuba fabric of 1 yard and then 3 yards of crepe fabric. So we are now going to fold the crepe fabric of 3 yards into 4. So after folding, I had to pin it. The upper part will have 28 inches wideness. So what I'm going to do now is to take the neck width. Now we are taking neck width of 3.5. You can use 3 inches if you don't want the neck to be too wide. So the neck depth for the front and back is 7.5. So we are going to connect the neck width to that of the neck depth using our ruler to connect. So after connecting it, we are now going to take our shoulder slant. Okay, so after connecting it, the next thing is to take the shoulder slant. So the shoulder slant we are working with is 1 inch. After marking that 1 inch, I'm going to connect that 1 inch to the neck width of 3.5. Okay, so I'm using my hand to connect it. You can use your ruler to do your connection. Okay, so after connecting it, it is time for me to take the sleeve circumference. So the sleeve circumference I'm working with is 10.5 plus half an inch for seam allowance, which is 11 inches. Now on that line of 11 inches, I went inwards by 6 inches. Okay, see what I did? I marked 6 inches. I'll place my tape again from the starting point and I will take my true waist measurement of 16 inches. Now, after marking 16 inches, I will still go inwards on that line by 6 inches. Okay, now I'm going to connect it all the way to that line and then I'm going to make a curve at the armhole area. Next, I'm going to extend the line from the true waist. Okay, see that part I pointed is the true waistline. So I'm using my tape as a guide and then I'm going to slant it in an A-line manner and then connect it all the way down. So after that we are done, it is time for us to cut what we have. So please, if you've watched up to this point, please subscribe to my channel and turn on your notification bell so that you don't miss out on our weekly upload. So we also offer one-on-one coaching section, so feel free to contact me if you want my service. So after cutting all of this, I'm going to tell us what next we are going to do. So after cutting, this is what we have. We've opened it up. Okay, so the next thing is to arrange the shoulder very well. We are going to use our sewing machine to sew the shoulder and the other part will bring it and show you. So after joining the shoulder, okay, this is what we have. So I had to use pin to secure the neckline so that it will stay in place for me to have accurate measurements. So I decided to use my tape to measure it from the shoulder to the neck depth of that V. I got 858. I had to cross check again at the other part. I got 858 as well. So that 858 is on fold. Okay, so now I am going to place my scuba fabric on the table as shown. I'm going to fold it into two first of all. After folding into two, I'm going to adjust it to get the width of what I wanted, after which I folded again into 4. Okay, so I adjusted it very well, so it is now on fold into 4. So after that, I will now take the measurement of 858. The scuba fabric is a little bit stretchy, so I am not going to add any seam allowance. So I'm going to take the width to be 6 inches. So after marking 6 inches, I will mark it all the way down to the center front. Okay, so after marking 6 inches, that part I'm pointing is this down part of the neckline. Okay, so now we are going to make our extension of 5.5. that is the mouth part of the cape. Okay, so use your ruler to connect it to the neck width. the other upper part is the extension part of the cape. So now from this point I'm going to go upwards, okay, by half an inch. I will connect it to the line. Now it is time for us to cut what we have. You can use your pin to secure your fabric before cutting so that everything will be in place, okay. So after cutting the down part and the extension of the collar, the next thing we are going to do is to fold our fabric again to cut the second part. So this one we are cutting is for one side of the collar. Remember, it's a V neckline and the collar is 2 for each part of the neckline, okay. So that center we are notching will be at the part of the shoulder, okay. So when we want to sew it, it will be at the center of the shoulder. So I'm going to adjust my fabric and then I'm going to fold it again to cut the second one. So after folding it into two, I will adjust it very well, and then I'm going to place the first one that we have cut. I'll use it to cut the second cape for the other part of the shoulder. So after cutting, I'm going to tell us what next we are going to do. So we are done cutting. This is what we have. So we are going to sew the edges of the collar, okay. Those parts I'm pointing, we are going to sew them. Let's head over to our sewing machine. So now we are going to sew the edges as explained earlier. Make sure you are using a corresponding thread, okay. Don't use a black thread for a fabric that is not black. Use a corresponding thread to make your work look neat and professional. So after sewing the collar, it is time to turn the collar. Use your scissors or any object you have to bring out the pointy part of the collar, okay, so that it will give you a nice fit, okay. So after that, we are going to arrange the collar very well and then seal it up at that part that is opened, okay. You see that part, sew it as one because that's the neck area, okay. So enjoy the process. So we are done sewing. The next thing now is to place the cape on the clothes, okay. So that's the shoulder I just pointed. So we notched the center of the cape, right? So that center, that is the point. Now that center part, we are going to place it on the shoulder. You see that part I carried, that is the shoulder point. So we are placing the cape from the wrong side. We are pinning from the wrong side of the material. See how I pinned it? So put your cape inside to that point of that V. Use your pin to secure it. After securing it, secure the other part as well. You see that part, secure it. Then I'm going to pin the other V area. All right. So I'm going to pin it religiously. Take your time to pin yours. Put the cape again inside, okay, to the wrong side. Then at the tip of the cape, pin it to the center of the V. So I'm going to use my pin to secure it again. After pinning it very well, I'm going to flip it over to the front side for you to see how it looks. So just the way I pin this part, that is exactly how I am going to pin the other part, okay. So take your time to pin it. I'm done pinning it, okay. We are using our sewing machine to sew those parts. So after sewing or after pinning, when you flip it over, this is how it is going to look like. Okay, so watch again the way I am going to pin it. So center to the shoulder, use your pin to secure it. Okay, after securing it, pick the edge, that is the down part of the cape. Okay, see what I'm doing, see the part I picked, that's the down part of the collar. So I'm going to pin it to the point of V, that V neckline. So I'm going to pin it. This part is tricky. Okay, if you don't pin it very well, it is not going to come out fine. So you take your time, arrange it and pin it very well. Make sure your measurement is correct as well. So enjoy the process. So we are done pinning. Okay, so we are going to head over to our sewing machine to sew it all the way around. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do is to put our inner belt. So from the shoulder, I'm going to mark 16 inches. On that line of 16 inches, I'm placing my tip from the center front. I'm going to mark 7 inches, and then I'm going to mark the other part. I've turned it. I'm going to use my pin to secure the points with my belt. Okay, so it is time for us to head over to our sewing machine to sew. So we are going to sew from the cape side first of all. After attaching the cape or collar, we are now going to, so next we are going to sew the inner belt as well. So enjoy the process. So next we are now going to fold the sleeve with 1 inch, that is folding half an inch and another half an inch. Okay, so after sewing this other part of the sleeve by folding it, we are going to fold the other part of the sleeve. After folding the two sleeves, the next thing we are going to do is to start the coupling of the gown. So in order for us to have a professional finish, what we are going to do is to sew from the front side. Okay, so you are going to see how we are going to achieve that. So enjoy the process and watch carefully in order for you to have a boutique standard finishing, even when you don't have a serging or weaving machine. So now we are going to couple from the front side. You see how I held it. Okay, so place right side on your sewing machine by sewing from the right side all the way down. So you are going to use 1/4 inch, okay, to sew this part because you are sewing from the front. So after sewing from the front for the two sides, we are going to turn the fabric to the wrong side. Okay, so we are going to turn the fabric to the wrong side. So this is it now, we've turned it to the wrong side, and then we are now going to couple it properly by using 3/4 inch to sew it all the way down. So after sewing this other part, we'll sew the other part as well, after which we are going to fold the downside of the gown. We are done with the gown, and then we are going to make the little bow tie that is placed on the front of the fabric. So enjoy the process. So we are done with the gown. It is time for us to make the bow tie. We are using 4 inches by 5 inches. So pleat it and then use your rope to secure it. After tying it very well, cut off the excess thread and then use your pieces of fabric to cover up the thread. After that, it is time for us to fix it on our gown for you to see how the outcome is going to look like. So we are done tacking the bow tie on the gown. Okay, so see where we tacked it. We had to tack the 3 points for each of it. So see how the cape is looking like. We folded the sleeve. Our model will wear it for us to see. The outcome of this gown is perfect on my model. So before you go, click on the next video on your screen to learn another beautiful style that you can sew and sell. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one. I am Lois, Addah.